It's too bad the wagon was here. I could have thrown in the skeleton horse. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm recording.
All right, so I can start?
I already did what Vic said.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
And today we're going to horse around in the carriage house.
Greetings from Fairfield. We are Richard and Kendra, and we are restoring this cool old Victorian house. We found this old Queen Anne for sale on the internet and decided to buy it. So we moved from the West Coast to the cornfields of Iowa. So join us as we explore and restore this 1896 Victorian mansion.
Hey, hello, greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to join us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring that cool Victorian house out there. But, when we're not doing that, we're out here cleaning the carriage house, which, brings us to today's video. So thanks for everyone that chimed in with all their comments and suggestions, what this room probably was. And, well, I kind of forgot to mention, we do think that it was likely a living quarters. We do have a census, 1900 census, that shows that Mr. Beck had a renter and boarder here. So chances are he was our horse keeper and carriage driver. Most likely he traveled with the Becks everywhere they went. And so in all the newspaper clippings that we've read, and he does have somewhat of a sad and tragic ending as well. And so we tend to post a lot of those stories to our Facebook page. So if you're interested in reading some of those historical findings that we find, and things that we dig up in the yard, things that don't quite make for a video per se, we tend to post all that stuff on Facebook. So I'll post his story link to our Facebook page, so down in the description, so you can follow along there and catch up on some of that cool stuff. But it was also suggested that it was a tack room or a harness room, which is a great suggestion. Would also make sense. You didn't have a place to live, but we actually have that next door. And so why don't we take a look at that next? And so take a look at that harness room. And actually, shoot, it's a little dark. Let me see if I can get a flashlight on this. This is kind of neat. We do have let's see here. All right, so let's start here. So we used to have water here. There used to be a spigot there, and we got some old Burlington bricks. Those are old. I remember looking that up at one time. It's like late 1800s brick, I think, out of Illinois. I think, if I remember that right. I don't know. Have a weird patch on the floor over there. Don't know what's going on there. But then also, we have like carvings all over the boards in here, like initials, and then this very strange JB is poison. We're about 4 foot off the ground, so I don't know. That could be James Beck. Maybe it was that guy that lived in the quarters. Didn't think too kindly of Mr. Beck, or it could be John Ball. So he was one of the kids that grew up here, and if that was the case, maybe it was little Josephine that didn't like her big brother. So, there's that. It would be about kid height. So who knows? But I don't know. We got some of that old electrical, more knob and tube that runs up there, and we got more knob and tube up there as well. And it goes right into the harness room. Oh, there's more insulators on that side too. Yeah. And then that runs into the harness room. So we had light in here at one time, but this room kind of dark. But this is electric wire. So that's part of that other piece that's missing off of those other ones. Yeah, that has the same thing. So the light bulb hooked up to this is wire. So that light bulb would have hung from here. That's scary. The wiring's still all up there though. That's kind of neat. Kind of neat. And then they also were they all would have been centrally controlled by the that switch that was in the staircase going up to the top floor, that rotary switch. So it would have turned on all the lights hooked up to that knob and tube because they're all tied to that. That's crazy. And there's another thing I need to show you. We'll do that when we walk out. So we got some brackets up here, probably hanging harnesses and saddles and whatnot. I'm guessing if there's any barn experts out there, I don't know if these shapes mean anything. Like if those were for something specific, like versus like say these. All right, I don't know. Got a bunch of math homework there. More initials. HB. Probably Harold Ball. He died in the house in 1926. And then we got so we have some of this piping that came out of that wall and goes down to the floor. I have no idea what this is. It doesn't really move. Hang something on that maybe? I don't know what that is. Just a rod. And then floor. This, I think it's just all dirt underneath there. Oh, skeleton. Animal skeleton. There's another animal skeleton back there. Scary. Scary. It looks like something else is under there though.
Oh no.
Huh. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's just all open dirt there. It's falling apart. That's weird. But, and these, check these out. Getting a little rusty. I have to take those off and clean those up. Those match the hinges. Those are the same hinges we have on the third floor. So, yet again, more evidence that that this here was done for it wasn't part of the judge's house. But anyway, harness room. Oh, you're still here. I didn't know you're still taping. We've actually shot in there before. You might remember this clip when we first started our channel, when we discovered that they had put a shelf in here that came from the library that, basically showed us that they had painted woodwork in the library that matched up the pocket doors that we showed you on the top floor. But in case you forgot or you're new, this is what that looked like.
Hey, honey. What you doing?
It's hammer time.
Seriously, what you doing in the carriage house?
Well,
a little demo? A little breakdown?
A
little removal?
A little demo, a little cleaning.
Cleaning?
A little spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning. Oh.
Spring cleaning.
Yes. Yes. That is dusty in there.
You want to see something cool though?
I would love to see something cool.
You see this? Come closer.
I'm coming closer.
Pretty old shelf, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of cool, right?
Oh, yeah. Really cool.
It gets cooler.
It does?
It gets way cooler.
How much cooler does it get?
We're about to see. Because this is no ordinary shelf.
Is it an elf on the shelf?
It's not.
What?
This was a header.
What?
And it looks like it's a match to the library. But now this room is just our call it a storage room. Moving on. So coming this way, screen door. This is how we get upstairs. Go to the second floor. And horse stall number 1 will be in this room. So we got, it's actually been modified. So originally there would have been doors here because we have notches for that. This post has been replaced. So they probably widened this up. There was probably maybe a double door here, I'm guessing. But just based on the other horse stall next to us, because originally we had at least 3. This large one, and then 2 more on each side of the front of the carriage house, which we'll look at next. These, and the floor is just weird. They threw down, which I believe were the doors for this stall. And then underneath this, and I haven't really pulled these up, in here they had, underneath these boards are the screen doors, the original wooden screen doors from the house. And these were on the floor of the next horse stall, which I took out. And these are the wooden screen doors, the original wooden screen doors from the house. I mean, they're kind of neat. And I mean, the wood's pretty, some of the wood is pretty shot, but I don't know, we might have to revisit that at some point and have new wooden ones made to replace these aluminum ones. Because that'll be nice in the summertime. But and then we've got, so I mentioned John Ball earlier. He was the middle son that grew up in the house, except what's weird here is his middle name was not W. As far as I know, there was no John W. Ball in the family. And so I've actually reached out to some of the family. So if anybody knows of a John W. Ball from the Ball family, let me know who you think that might be, because John Ball that grew up in the house, his middle name was L, not W. So that is a little strange. We don't understand that, but it was painted. It was painted on there. So I don't know. Maybe this was his horse. I don't know. But yeah, pretty weird. And then so here's one of the horse stalls. We got more of those weird doors here. They have old rim locks on them, and so weird that the stuff was just thrown in here. These horse stalls have never been cleaned out. There's still ears of corn in here. Old wood. These came off that screen door. And there's like old farm receipts in here. And came from Birmingham, Iowa, July 7th, 1923. Like, what in the world is that doing here still? Horses don't eat farm receipts. It's so weird. But anyway, the chutes. So they got drops from the second floor, and they drop the feed and stuff right down into the troughs. Kind of cool. But and I mean, it still smells like horses in here. And no offense, but you know, I guess they ran out of corn. Somebody forgot to feed this guy. All right, yeah, coming over, leaving that horse stall, coming over here to this one. Might be a little hard to show you, but so there's some 2x2, some missing 2x2s there, and this one still has its door and latch on it, which is how I matched up to the other one. How I knew, because they're the same height, and the boards inside have the same notches. And the reason why they have the notches is because, well, they needed something to hold that tongue and groove wood together. But the exact same notches on both sides of this door. So that's why I know that that's there. And you're not going to be able to make it in here. But I'm going to explain what we got in here, because this, so we had another horse trough down in here. And I got more ears of corn and junk in there. We'll have to clean out. But all of this stuff is architectural salvage from houses that were being torn down here in Fairfield. And the museum had been storing this stuff in another barn outside of Fairfield that got torn down recently. And, well, so being the nice guy I am, I let him store it over here because I wasn't using the space for nothing. And so for right now, we just got a bunch of salvage from other demolitioned houses. And some doors and banisters and all kinds of stuff. Oh, we do have this cool, shoot, I don't know if we're going to be able to show you this. I don't know. Let me see if I can drag this out. This would be kind of neat to see. Hey, there was a light up here. Hey, check this out. Knob and tube. More knob and tube lighting there. So that would have been the same thing. They had the wire hanging down with the light bulb. So I don't know. The horses could see at night, or if they came in, I guess if it was dark, be able to like light up the thing. Here, why don't you back up just a little bit? I'm just going to slide this out because this is the one thing that didn't come from the museum. This here was in the carriage house when we moved in, and it's kind of cool looking. Come on now. Ugh. Holy moly, there we go. This was made by somebody for some reason. The James A. Beck House, that's the name of our house, named after the guy that built it. And maybe around the time it was put on the historic registry, some kind of National Historic Preservation Act, 1966. So at some point, they had a sign out front. Or maybe in front of the carriage house, maybe? I don't know. Kind of neat. Not sure who painted it, but I'm assuming previous owners that were here in the 1960s, I guess. So, still in pretty good shape. Dirty and super heavy. Huh, we had more knob and tube here too. Every single horse stall had a light bulb in it. How about that? How about that? Huh. Anyway, so one of the other suggestions that we got in the comments last week's video was we should turn this into an Airbnb. And, well, hotels actually make fun of people like that.
This is the place we chose for our honeymoon?
Now, the listing says it's a modern, rustic haven in a quaint rural setting. Plus, we got it for a steal.
Maybe because it's a barn?
So, yeah, so we won't be doing that. We actually, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, why have a barn in a carriage house and not have a barn and carriage house, right? With a horse. I mean, we're mostly going to use it for storage. But, because I kind of dig that rustic look. Oh, here, matter of fact, don't move. You even got these cool things. Got some horseshoes. Got these from Hobby Lobby. The little hooks for keys. I'm gonna hang these up so I can put my keys on there. What do we need keys for? We haven't gotten to that part of the video yet, have we? Because we're waiting for our mystery guest. Our mystery guest is gonna explain everything about what's on the other side of the carriage house. Because, well, we've only shown you the side rooms of the carriage house. There's a whole other side to that, well, is the reason we're out here and the reason why we haven't really been able to show you yet. And we're just waiting for him to show up. And he's due here any minute. I think he's here.
Welcome to Fairfield. Look at all this stuff. This is like a dream for those people who want to find a treasure trove of incredible Americana. You can't beat this. And it's all in Fairfield, Iowa.
How about that? Welcome, Walter.
I am honored, Richard. Look at all this stuff. So people coming from out of town, what are they going to be looking for when they get here in a couple days?
Oh, not this. This is separate. They just come to see the house.
Oh, they're coming to see the house.
Yeah, so
Oh my
so
goodness.
we occasionally host some tours, and especially if people are traveling and they watch our channel, we try and
So
accommodate.
Each one of these games eventually be renovated, won't it?
Yes, eventually. And yours, well, you wanted a Donkey Kong, right?
For the show, Donkey Kong, the
Yeah.
one in the lobby.
So it's buried in the middle here.
Wow, that's a labor of love.
So I kind of wanted to show you what we were working with, and
I know you would never have this, but anyway, we can have a horse skeleton too.
are you being serious? Oh, okay.
It goes with the buggy.
Yes, you can't have a carriage house
Oh
if
my
you don't have a
God.
carriage.
So, well, look at the chair. The seat is a knock-on, but the carriage actually, what would that be? It'd be 1850 or something.
So, I don't know. Originally, we were told it was an 1890s doctor's buggy. Now, I just picked up a new chassis, a new set of wheels, which is outside, because this is not correct, and we can't wheel it. I got to lift this thing up and carry it out there for like Halloween decor. We went down to Missouri last week, buying another chassis, running wheels, and it was from an Amish guy, and we showed him pictures, and he's like, "That's not a doctor's buggy. You got taken. That's just an Amish buggy."
Blessings to the Amish buggy.
So I'm gonna swap these out, and then I'll actually be able to wheel it out, and so we have pictures and Halloween and all kinds of good stuff.
So, what would you say is the rare in the market today? What is your rarest game?
The rarest game that I have,
Yeah, you have.
I got a lot of rare stuff. I have a prototype that I put together by Atari, Solar War.
Okay, Solar War.
So that is that was the prototype to Video Pinball.
I think that was about 83, wasn't it? Or you
No, so Atari Video
Oh, you
Pinball.
like the pinball.
Yeah,
So,
Atari Video
maybe like
Pinball.
78 or something?
Yeah. So Atari Video Pinball. It was so it's one of those mirrored silver games. Has a cardboard playfield at the top, monitor at the bottom, so you get the match. Before that was released, the pinball version, they wanted to do a Superman, couldn't get the license, so they changed it to Solar War, and I got all the prototype artwork from a collector, and we reproduced it,
How about that?
and
That's
even
amazing.
had the original programmer redo the ROMs for me. So we got the original ROMs from the original programmer of Atari to put in that game.
So what's it like being married to a genius?
It's actually a lot of fun.
So
Fantastic.
that's probably the rarest one that I have. It's buried in
And
there
do
too.
people in the market know you have that?
No.
Of course.
Well, they will now.
There you go. Welcome.
Thanks,
welcome
Walter.
Welcome to Marceline, Missouri.
That's where we got. Oh no, that's the Disney.
Yeah.
Marceline is Walt's farm.
Does he have it in Marceline? Oh, this.
Yeah. So his farm that he grew up in, the Disney farm, the barn where he grew
Have
up
you
on the
been
farm. No, we plan on going next month.
That's incredible. I'm going to go there eventually, I think.
Yeah, I have a birthday coming up next month, and I think that's what we're
How old are you
doing.
going to be?
You're 50 plus. I stopped counting.
6.
That's good.
Maybe 58. I don't know, sweetie. I
Where
don't
you
keep.
born?
I'm not into.
Where? Long Beach.
You born in Long Beach?
Yeah.
So you know we're out there for a movie premiere of my movie?
Yes. Yeah, I saw.
The 17th, 19th of April. I
Uh-huh.
think it was well attended, too.
Yeah.
Long
Why,
Beach
why
was-
we didn't start here in
Long Beach
Fairfield
was-
is beyond me, Walter.
Long Beach was a very artistic and eclectic place.
Was there a good turnout?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
real good turnout. Well, we're going to have the big thing in 2 weekends from now. We're having the huge thing at Sondheim. You do know that.
Oh yeah.
That's why you're here.
Oh, that's. I see. I'm so bedazzled. I'm so bedazzled like this. I'm losing my mind.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that pulled out of here. Which that's the next thing on our
Well,
to-do
thank you
list.
for-
Get all this out of here. We're gonna plug it in. Fingers crossed that it works.
Oh yeah.
Is it behind the cockpit?
I don't know where it is. It's in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, because when we moved here, we didn't have a lot of time to organize, because we had the business that we were running, we had stuff to move for the house. All this stuff just came off the truck and was just packed in here. And so my goal, outside of finding what you're looking for, I want to get all this out of here for another reason. So when I bring it in, I can actually create rows and actually have the games set up, because the majority of all these were working when we left.
So the OKRUU station over there on 4th, 2nd Street?
On 2nd Street, yeah, the shop. Yeah.
So is that where you have a lot of your working games?
We have some of them up there.
That's like
yeah.
That's like a showroom almost.
Kind of. That's what we'd like it to be.
Again, we
We're
moved,
not
we moved.
We're not that organized.
Yeah.
It's not being organized. I'm never organized.
It's hard to work, restore a house, and
Restore
do
games.
Yeah, and then do games on the side and like, you know, make everything look fun and pretty. So
I love the fact that you guys love your house so much that you even have a following, and you also endorse Fairfield history, which is really cool.
yeah, we're actually doing a talk. If you're available Friday, we're doing a talk at the museum.
Wow.
So
incredible.
talk about me. We're here to talk about you.
Yes.
Who are you?
Yes.
So my name is Walter Day. I'm the father of esports, and we're here in Fairfield at This Old House, which is the home of This Old Game, which is the business founded by the Lind family, who are originally from Portland or Seattle. Or
We moved here from Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. And this is very exciting to me to come here and to see how this incredible treasure trove of games, because we're trying to pull out a Donkey Kong machine and take it to Fairfield Sondheim Theater, where there's going to be a Fairfield premiere of a movie that features my life, which is called Arcades and Love Songs, The Ballad of Walter Day. And I think it's going to be one of the biggest gatherings at the theater in Fairfield for quite a while, because it's causing quite a stir, because so many of the people from Fairfield are actually stars in the movie. So essentially, anybody seeing this message, I hope you realize that Fairfield is a very happening place, that This Old House is one of the premier houses in America. It has a great story to tell. And as you watch This Old House show, is that the title of the show?
No, our show. That was Bob Feli's show.
Okay.
Our show is called Greetings from Fairfield.
Greetings from Fairfield. Greetings from Fairfield is what you got to watch to stay abreast of what's going on here in Fairfield. And maybe some of you folks who are watching this broadcast can actually come to our Sondheim premiere, which is Sunday, June 29th, 2025.
I wanted the fame. I wanted the pretty girls come up and say, "Hi, I see that you're good at Centipede."
This is Walter Day.
He became the center of the video game universe.
He was the first to realize the competitive nature of gaming.
I'm leaving the video game industry to be a musician.
I said, "You're not going anywhere."
Didn't I tell you, never not to lie? I've never had a lot of girlfriends, and Shane was the first person since my high school sweetheart.
He says, "Walter, I've secretly been seeing a friend of yours."
I started hearing songs in my body.
138 songs.
David Reichelt of Color Switch said, "We want to pay for your album."
Us doing this is to help him make his dream come true.
Since I'm called upon to actually do a show, I discovered Taylor Swift. So I've actually been trying to pick up her mannerisms. I have to sing tonight in front of a crowd of people for the first time in my life.
This ought to be interesting. Hey, Walter, your show's coming up. I know it's going to be great for you.
I produced Justin Bieber, Madonna. Walter Day's a legend.
The last 3 or 4 years have been like a tremendous swallowing of darkness because I got accused of cheating.
Attacking Walter is like attacking somebody in the Amish community.
Walter's not the kind of guy who's going to fight back. You're ultimately looking at $1 million judgment being entered against you and following you for the rest of your life.
I wanted the world to hear this music. And if it doesn't happen now, it's never going to happen. It's Friday night. They go on the stage in about 1 or 2 minutes. I believe that we're going to be sold out.
Nobody would allow anybody to hurt Walter.
My name is Shane Harris, and Walter Day and I used to be in love. He said, "I wrote over 150 songs about you." And I said, "What?"
I made it in 1870, built it in 1875, and I spent 2 days in the Fairfield Ledger going through, the old microfilms of the Fairfield Ledger, looking for any mention of my house's address. Eventually I found it and saw the name of the guy who made the house, and then I immediately found a notice that he had died in that house 1 year later on May 14th, 1876, which interestingly, May 14th is my birthday. So I had a very strong connection with that house and the original owner who made it.
Wow, that is crazy.
That
That is amazing.
So, and kind of similar, the guy that built this house, his brother had left Fairfield, moved to California. He died in Long Beach, 2 blocks from where I was born.
That's really interesting. Small world, huh?
It is a tiny, tiny world.
It is.
So you're born in Long Beach.
Yeah.
And you're born in Hannibal.
Yes.
And you were in California. Are you from California?
I was born in Oakland.
Yeah.
and I grew up in Anaheim till I was 14.
There you go.
And then my parents moved back to their hometown, which is Lynn, Massachusetts. So I went to high school in Lynn, taught TM out there for a while, then came here in November 79.
Okay.
And then in November of 81, 2 years later, I opened up Twin Galaxies.
So you were living here when you had Twin Galaxies in Ottumwa?
Oh yeah, I'd stay and I'd go in the dome every day and do the long meditation with everybody. Then I'd go over and run the arcade. Then I'd come home and do the meditation. Go to bed. Sometimes even go back and run the night shift. Oh, I loved it. Twin Galaxies was a beautiful experience back in 81, 82, 83.
Is that in the movie? No spoiler alerts, but did that get included or
You
not?
haven't seen the movie, have you?
No.
We haven't.
So I
seen
said
the
no
new
spoiler
movie.
alerts. We'll be there.
The original, of
Yeah.
course.
King Kong.
Yeah. So I didn't know if there was any crossover to some of those stories.
There's enough crossover to see it's contiguously connected.
Okay.
But it's a new story.
Right.
It's about me and my music.
Right. Well, that much I did know.
Yeah.
So.
We've heard you sing. We were at the show.
Yeah, we went to see
right.
at
You're
Cafe
there.
Paradiso
You're in
for the world.
You're in the audience.
Yeah.
So you're in the movie. You guys
Yeah.
are movie stars now.
I hope not.
That's right. They were filming that night.
I was filming that night.
So we probably are. Hey,
how-
we're in the movie.
That's how the movie ends.
Oh,
The
really?
movie ends with the performance.
That's
How
too bad.
cool.
I broke my nose that day.
You what?
She broke her nose.
You broke your nose?
So
I
it's
mean,
either
everybody-
either taped up or it's like super swollen.
Well, I mean, everybody breaks their nose before they go to a show. So what's the big deal about it?
All right. So, what are our plans? Well, we already know we need to pull out a Donkey Kong for Walter, and so that's one plan. Plan number 2 is, well, it'd be nice. We're gonna pull all these out of here, and not only do we need to find Walter's game, but it'd be nice to kind of set these up, and maybe have what I'd like to dub the electronic corral, and maybe we'll fire all these bad boys back up at some point, and have a little arcade out here. That would be kind of fun. I am not seeing it. I'm not seeing what Walter's looking for. Maybe right there. That's dead in the middle. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 times 8, that's 48. There's at least 48 games there in the middle. Not counting the stuff that's up front. Some of the pinballs and EM shooters. So, I don't know, about 50 games. Got 50 games to pull out of here. That's going to take some time.